Okay, so let's unpack this. We're going to dive into the really early reactions to James Gunn's new Superman film.
The one with David Corenswet. Yeah, it just hit theaters.
Exactly. And it's stirring up some fascinatingly strong and kind of divided feelings.
Right. Hailed as this bold reboot on one side.
Yeah, like the hopeful reboot people were waiting for. But then on the other hand, you're hearing things like overcrowded, maybe even cartoonish.
Mm-hmm.
So our goal today, really, is to sift through all that noise, get the core of what people are saying, the good, the bad, just based on these very first reactions, like up to July 8th.
Ahead of the main release, yeah.
Yeah.
It gives us a snapshot.
Right. So first up, the fans. I mean, social media is just buzzing. People are saying it absolutely soars.
Yeah, I saw that one. And bold, hopeful reboot.
Definitely. They love the emotional core, the vibrant tone. Some even said it's like a comic book brought to life.
That's high praise.
Kors himself. Getting called superb, a hashtag Superman for all seasons, even definitive.
Which is interesting, calling it definitive right out of the gate.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do you think makes it feel definitive for them so quickly?
Well, I think what's resonating, and it's fascinating, is how many people feel it honors past iterations while cutting its own path.
Ah, okay. So it respects the history but feels fresh.
Exactly. And it's not just him, Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane. People are saying generational casting.
Wow, generational.
Yeah, and that she ate up this whole movie, that it's her movie just as much as Superman's.
Okay, so strong leads across the board then.
Seems like it. And Nicholas Hoult's Lex Luthor is getting talked about, too. Delightfully diabolical. One of the best villains DC has ever brought to the screen.
High praise again.
It really is. But, it makes you wonder, with such strong individual parts, does the ensemble work perfectly? Or does it risk feeling, like you said, maybe a bit overcrowded, even if the acting is great?
That's a really good point, that tension. And speaking of criticisms, it's definitely not all glowing reviews, even with the fan excitement. No, definitely not.
We are seeing comments like, flat out, Man of Steel was better.
Ouch. Okay.
And that this new one felt like a, quote, zero-stakes Saturday morning cartoon.
0 stakes, huh? That implies maybe the threat didn't feel real enough for some.
Could be. Or maybe the tone. Some also said not enough Superman, too many side characters. A few even wanted more Clark Kent, specifically.
Right, and if we dig into that a bit, that overcrowded cast idea keeps coming up. That and the cartoonish tone, alongside this feeling that the plot is maybe needlessly convoluted, even muddled.
Sure.
That 0 stakes feeling might come from, well, maybe the pacing, quick conflict resolutions, or perhaps a visual style that's more bright, less gritty.
Which could lessen the perceived danger, maybe.
Possibly. And while Corenswet is getting praise, you do see some folks finding Hoult's Lex maybe underutilized or just not quite landing for them.
So a struggle maybe to balance all the ambition, the characters, the plot, and keep it clear. Exactly. It highlights that classic challenge in these big superhero epics.
So we're left with this really interesting split, aren't we? On one side, it's a bold and heartfelt reboot that reaches for the stars.
The soaring reviews.
And on the other, it's seen as potentially chaotic, an overambitious mix of tones and ideas. What's the main thing that jumps out at you from all this initial feedback?
Well, it really makes you think, doesn't it? In this era of constant superhero reboots where everyone's building these huge universes, what does it actually take for a film like this to truly fly high?
You mean for both the diehard fans and the critics?
Yeah. What's the secret sauce? Is it sticking super close to the source? Or is it about forging a totally new path, but somehow still hitting those core things people expect from Superman?
That's a great question. And maybe something for you, the listener, to think about too. How much do our own expectations, like what you personally want from a Superman movie, whether it's dark and gritty or bright and hopeful, shape how we react right out of the gate?
Yeah, those first impressions.
And what does this immediate, really passionate but divided reaction tell us about where big budget superhero movies are heading overall? It's definitely something to watch.